Thank you very much, everyone. I want to thank the incredible workers who build these beautiful homes. They are the backbone of our country, and it would be nice if the people who built our homes could afford to live in those homes again, like they could before the 9 years of the Carney, Freeland, Trudeau Liberal government. I want to thank the great Jesse Sahota, who is a police officer that has been keeping our community safe, a wrestling coach who is a great mentor to the youth, and a master in jiu-jitsu and other martial arts. But I assure you, he is a gentle giant. So thank you very much, Jesse, for being the future member of parliament for Delta. You ever wonder why we can't have nice things in Canada anymore? Like healthcare, or affordable food, or homes, the stuff we used to take for granted as Canadians? You ever wonder why that is? After 9 years of Trudeau, Freeland, and Carney being in power. You know, in 2020, Carney started advising Trudeau on economics, right when Freeland became the finance minister. And what has been the result of this pact? Well, Canada's per capita GDP, income per person, has dropped more than any other country in that time period. Since 2020, our GDP per capita has dropped more than any other G7 country. That means lower wages and less purchasing power. We've seen $500 billion of Canadian investment pour into the United States to build pipelines, mines, factories, homes, and other infrastructure, creating American jobs with Canadian investment dollars. What has this meant in human terms? 2 million people lined up at food banks. A quarter of our population is now living in poverty. Stats Canada says that we now have the biggest gap between rich and poor since Stats Canada began recording that stat point in 1999. Our money is pouring out of Canada after Liberals, Carney, Trudeau, and Freeland blocked major resource projects, raised taxes on work, energy, and saving, and after they ran up huge deficits with massive overspending. That is the record of Carney and Freeland. Now they have a carbon tax that's 17 cents a liter. Carbon tax Carney has said the tax is not high enough and that it is rising too slowly for him. He wants it to rise even more. Chrystia Freeland has passed into law an increase to 61 cents a liter over the next 5 years. These lying Liberals will deny that right before the election to try and trick Canadians into letting them back in to raise taxes all over again. And then there's the jobs tax. In the budget of last year, Chrystia Freeland announced a capital gains tax hike. Now 66% of investment gains will be taxed under the Carney, Trudeau, Freeland Liberals. This is a tax on home builders when we have a housing shortage, a tax on doctors when we have a doctor shortage. It is a tax on small business when we have an economic crisis. It's a tax on farmers when we have a food price crisis. And it will send billions of dollars away. According to C.D. Howe, this tax will cost 400,000 jobs. How many of those jobs are represented here? Which one of these workers is going to lose their jobs because of this tax increase? How are they going to pay their bills when this Liberal tax increase is fully implemented? Well, the good news is common sense Conservatives are announcing today that under a Pierre Poilievre-led government, I will axe the Liberal jobs tax and reverse the capital gains hike that Chrystia Freeland announced last spring. We will bring down taxes. In fact, I will bring in, it's going to be called the Bring It Home tax cut. It will reduce taxes on work, investment, making stuff, building homes, and energy so that we can bring home more powerful paychecks and production to Canada. And now more than ever, we need it. President Trump has said he wants to tariff our country. We cannot afford economically destructive liberal taxes that will drive even more business and jobs out of our country. We need to stand strong. My message to President Trump is this: Canada will never be the 51st state, and not only that, the free ride is over. The era of liberal tax increases and anti-development policies that have driven $500 billion of our money south of the border is over. I will be cutting taxes, removing red tape, and unleashing free enterprise to bring home hundreds of billions of dollars of production and paychecks to this country. We will be a fierce free enterprise economy that delivers powerful paychecks to our people, that will allow anyone from anywhere to achieve anything, that guarantees that hard work gets you a powerful paycheck that buys affordable food and homes in safe neighborhoods. That is how we bring it home for Canada. That is how we put Canada first. Canada first, Canada last, Canada always. Let's bring it home.